Yo! What's up, everybody? Peace, peace, peace. What's going on, world? Alright. Welcome, folks. Give me a second. I'm adjust some things. Get this music down.
Hope everybody had a good weekend out there.
Yeah,
Hope it's not hot hell where everybody else is, because it is hot hell out here.
Yeah, straight like just disgusting. Been staying in the house as much as I can.
Man,
right? Go outside in absolute emergencies only at this point. Shit's crazy. Peace, y'all. What's going on, man? See, we got a few new folks in the mix. You know what I mean? See our regulars up in here. Jazz, peace to you. Ice Killer, what's going on? My Ava up in here. Miles B.
Got a newbie.
Yeah, Abnormal Joy. Peace, what's going on? Johnny, what's up? How you feeling? You know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, we got my man Cash back in this joint. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on, fam?
Man, how y'all doing, man?
Good, man.
I'm good.
That's what's up, man.
We're glad to see everybody in here this Sunday.
Yeah, for real, man. It's definitely, it's been a rough week, man. Was it, so my, what's it, I didn't even mention this all, so Serenity been at, my daughter's been at camp for like a week, and so today makes a week, so the joint's real, it's good to kind of have, things chill, not have as much responsibility with the kids, but it's terrible at the same time.
I know.
You know what I mean? Other than that, though, man, just cooking up tunes and all of that stuff, some goodness I'll share with y'all later, you know what I mean? But what y'all get into this weekend?
I went to a party yesterday. One of my high school homegirls had her 40th at Society. I'm sure she's been at Society.
14th and you.
Yeah, Silver Spring.
Okay.
Yeah. Silver Spring.
Okay, I'm thinking Society down in DC.
Nah, I joined us on Georgia Ave.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a good time.
That side.
Party. We didn't get home till like 4 in the morning.
Oh, you did one of them joints.
Yeah. Beat. I am beat.
That's a good one. Jalen Jordan actually started my basketball camp this week too. Something extra for him to get into, whatever, and running them back and forth with that. Been pretty cool.
What is it, camp in Crofton?
Nah, it's a spot. It's funny because the dude who coached him was one of the cats that I played ball with or whatever, and we used to go to Bowie State and hoop together. Me and him, ultra competitive. Ultra. So when we see each other, you know what I mean? I'm like, one of those moments we both hang out here like, see. So he's in good hands, you know what I mean? And that's what I appreciate, you know what I mean? That whole village feel when it comes to raising up the youth to do something extracurricular, you know what I mean? So, man.
It's been busy, man. Miss the boys, man. You know what I'm saying?
They both
young men now.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, so for those of you watching, make sure you, if it's your first time, make sure you say peace. Let us know, everybody should be saying peace, but make sure you let us know where you're tuning in from. And the most important joint, as always, man, share the link. That's how we get the new folks up in here. That's how we let the regulars know what time it is if they ain't already had the reminder set and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, good to have y'all up in here. So I feel like maybe we just jump into it. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and talk about it, because Miles B already jumped the gun. He's like, Miles just said, and I quote, he's like, I feel like, I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there, bandanas might be album of the year right now. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? So I still got to spin it some more before I will say that, just off one listen, Madlib is all of the savage that we know him to be. Still,
Madlib is back in his bag.
Still,
like way back in his bag on this.
Yo, my God, yeah. And the crazy thing is, not even all the beats are new beats, right? Like if you listen to his instrumental joints, I feel like at least one or two of them are from some of those joints. You know what I mean? Which I know he did on that last joint where he pulls like some of the tracks that he used before, but they were just straight instrumental. But yeah, that joint is disgusting.
Yeah.
And just the prep for it, I went on what was it? I think it was OK Player. they did like their favorite Madlib produced joints, like instrumentals and songs. Right, like, and it's like I know the stuff, but some of the joints I hadn't listened to him, because they put a lot of the stuff he did for Doom. You know what I mean? And so like, yeah, you know, some of them joints are just ridiculous.
Yeah, Mad Villain joint,
crazy, y'all. Yeah, so man, so how y'all feel off the one listen or however many times you listen?
I've heard that joint like 3 or 4 times at this point, and yeah, I'm sold. I mean, it's gonna be a hard sell for any other album. Like, just like you said, production alone, like, dude is spitting. Like, I feel like, I don't know if Freddie Gibbs is on, like, stepped it up for Madlib, or if his production just got it sounding like Freddie Gibbs stepped it up. But yeah, this joint goes pretty hard. Yeah, my favorite 2 joints are Situations and Half Man, Half Cocaine.
Yeah, that joint's hard too.
I think it's dope. I'm gonna reserve the whole album of the year.
It's too early. We only halfway through.
That's just me. I never like to give album of the year halfway through the year. But so far, it is a dope album from what I listened to. So.
It is. Nah, that joint is definitely fire, man. Yeah, shout out to everybody who's already got that joint in rotation. If you ain't heard it yet, definitely worth a listen. You know, if you're not familiar with like Freddie Gibbs, I ain't even gotta ask you if you're familiar with Madlib. That's a stupid question. But like, definitely, man. If you're not familiar with Freddie, man, it's like, but you know, he's for people who like a certain type of rap too. So that's important to know as well.
It's real street.
Yeah, super
extremely street.
You seen the video for the what's the joint?
We're like off in the mountains or some
dog.
shit.
Oh my god, yeah. That joint's so stupid, yeah. It's so stupid. He's like, yeah, you moving like it's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? It's Monday, motherfucker. Sorry.
Another
swear jar.
What's on your shirt, Sherm?
Oh yeah, Sherm.
Oh, this is Big and J off the YoMTV Raps.
Man.
I don't know if it was a cover or just an image from when they did an interview with him or whatever, but yeah. Yeah, it's a YoMTV Rap shirt.
That's what's up. Yeah, shout out to Stephanie Gale up in this joint. Clap it up for her, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
what up, Steph? You know what I'm saying? Steph sent me a little sneak preview or something. I think matter of fact, hey Steph, drop the link up in here for everybody, man. Steph just posted something on her Bandcamp and she sent me a little preview. We talked about it before, man. Like, you know, Steph like has an amazing voice, but one thing Steph hasn't really posted a lot of is her doing covers. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people who don't even have music out, like who you see like literally blow up off doing covers of other people. And it's just like all of us feel like Steph's dope and need to get more shine. So we were just talking like, man, please do more covers. And so she just posted one. And
you remember the song? The cover she did?
Steph, tell us the name of the joint. I got so caught up in her singing her ass off that I can't even tell you what song it was. And sorry if the connection, we're getting little messages on our end saying that the video output is low. So hopefully that's not affecting your watching experience too much. But yeah. But definitely support Steph. Steph, be sure to drop that link when you get a chance, all right? Speaking of other music, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I will promote the hell out of it. But, you know what I mean? I let these gentlemen listen to the newness that just came out. Shout out to my nephew, Wealth. We just dropped the first of 2 singles coming out from his project. The project is called Bridges. The first song that we dropped is called 17 and 0. The title, matter of fact, let's go ahead. We'll do a giveaway, man. I got a free autograph to this Union as Son Was Born vinyl for anybody that can tell me the where the title 17 and 0, well, like where we get the inspiration for that title from.
That's what I was wondering. I'm sure you probably told me, but I forgot.
Right, it's all good. So again, the title of the new song with Wealth and me, that's produced by me and with my nephew Wealth rhyming on it, it's called 17 and 0. So it's there's a lot of references to being undefeated and stuff in the song or whatever, and then there's a football player on the cover of the joint. We took the number off, but like, let's see if anybody can figure it out. Like, why would we call the track 17 and 0? Where did we get that from? All right. I'm not giving any hints because if you've seen the cover, then you already know. But if you get it right, I got the free joint for you. Autograph, classic photo on the back, which hopefully in a couple weeks will be submitted to the Library of Congress and go down in hip-hop history, like the photo here, you know what I mean? Documenting the two legends, Nuja Best and DJ Dextreme. But yeah, so let's see. Oh, we got comments already. My Ava said, I love joint crank. I don't even crank with that music like that for real, but I enjoyed it. That's what's up. Yeah, I remember playing. I played it for my Ava at school, and she was like, you know, because she listens to like more soulful, like more conscious type stuff. And hey, Joshua McGee, there you go. Good job. I'm surprised you ain't to chime in. You know what I'm saying? But you know, for that technically,
I didn't want to give up the whole
right. But yo, good job, Joshua. Got it right.
You know it. Okay.
Yeah, 72 Dolphins. That's right.
They went 17 and 0.
17 and 0. That was before they.
That's the only team that ever do it. So every year, when a team that starts off undefeated finally loses, the 72 Dolphins get together, pop a bottle of champagne, and some stuff because they're the only team that ever wins.
Yeah. And so people always make arguments about who's the best Super Bowl team or whatever, this, that, and the third.
Problem is, the new NFL, of course, you know, regular season is 16 games.
Yeah, it's just longer
17 games, you have to know it was a shorter season.
Right. So there's that argument too, you know what I mean? And then the one team, Super Bowl team, that like a lot of people argue, well, other than Patriots, somebody else who they argue is better than that team is the Chicago Bears, 85 Bears, right? But then the one loss they took that season was to Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? So that's always the comeback when somebody was like, well, technically they was like, yeah, but we beat them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. But Bears were undefeated, but only 15 games, I believe. Yeah, all right. Did they lose in the playoffs? Right. So, yeah, so we're talking about undefeated the whole season because that's important to remember, too. The Dolphins actually won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's hasn't been any other team that won the Super Bowl and went undefeated.
Yeah, basically the whole season without losing.
I was thinking it was a reference to the oxygen isotope 0.
Hey, Fernando, you are my hero. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I don't know what you do for a living, but I feel like you need to be on our team.
That is hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? Because clearly you are smarter than some of us in this room.
Isotope
maybe most of us.
017.
Like, I don't even know what he's talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
sounds good.
Right.
It might not even be a real thing.
Right. But yeah, man. But shout out to everybody for checking out the track with my nephew.
Yeah, if you haven't, check it out. It's a
Sherm,
pretty jamming track.
You're a music guy. You know what I'm saying? What you think?
Pretty jamming.
That's what's definitely up. Jamming on the one?
Yeah. I probably listened to about a good 8 to 10 times already. It's a good joint.
Appreciate it.
I'm really cool with it.
You know what I like because he would hit me up individually and send me his material.
Yeah.
I see growth in him. You know what I mean? So that to me is, you know, it's a good thing to see that he's growing. He has his own style. He's not you. You know what I mean? He's not who we grew up with, but he's still showing growth. You know what I mean? The cadence in his last joint that I heard was pretty dope. So yeah. Good job.
Yeah, the cadence was.
Man.
I like how he was flipping through flows like that. That was dude. Definitely want to hear more from him.
Yeah, that's the hardest part I think about marketing the joint, right? Like the one challenge that like we knew kind of going in was going to be that because I am who I am in terms of what I talk about and what I represent and stuff like that. When I tell people, yo, my nephew raps, they immediately expect it.
That's substantial too.
Yeah, and it's just like, nah, you know? Yeah, nah. Right. It's just like, and it's one of them things like, it's like, right. It's like, we got the same family, obviously, but we grew up different times, you know what I mean? Different people in our house or whatever, like Richard had, like, you know, my nephew was really, really out here, you know what I mean? At one point in time, like, you know, when he was living in Houston for a bit and then came back up this way, like, you know, he was fresh off like some charges that could have pretty much done him in. And so really kind of brought him back up here at one point just to kind of keep him out of trouble. I had him, he was volunteering at Covenant House with me and stuff, man, was helping the youngins there work with their raps, and while keeping him out of trouble, man, and just, just trying to, it's, like I say it all the time, man, the different folks or whatever, it's like, what's the quote? I always say, if you don't take care of family, who will? You know what I mean? And so, I've been seeing my nephew stick with it, like for years. And so, I just figured with me doing more production, what better time than that to try to lend a hand to what he's been doing, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Thanks, Steph. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
I see y'all comment on my damn knees, man.
Right.
Leave my knees alone.
Oh, man.
Pardon me for
jump in.
referencing back and forth from my phone, but NBA free agency is crazy right now.
Yes, talk about it, Cash. You the sports man.
Crazy right now. So I'm gonna just say a few things, and we're gonna get back to the other stuff.
Yeah.
Clear losers in this free agency period are the New York Knicks. They went out to KD, didn't offer him a max because of his Achilles. They went out to Kyrie Irving, couldn't sign him. Both of them they shunned the Knicks and went to the Nets. So Brooklyn Nets now has Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan, who was a Knick. Yes.
They trying to They was trying to rebuild.
Crazy.
How they get sabotaged like that?
Philadelphia just lost JJ Redick. And
feel
they're
like
ready to
the
lose.
Knicks are cursed, dog.
Yes.
Yeah,
But the
man.
Knicks won't be anything until James Dolan sells that team. They have
It's like Washington here.
Yeah, they have
They
have more cap space than any other team, but nobody wants to play for them.
Yeah, and
So
that's wild.
in
In
itself
a
is
huge
crazy.
market like that.
Right. And the Lakers, of course, they signed Anthony Davis, but they may miss out. Right now, Kawhi is leaning towards where he wants to go. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to go into too much time, but and so it's more likely he goes to the Clippers or whatever.
I don't think he likes LeBron, man. I don't think that I don't think that would be a good. I don't think that would be a good combination.
I think
man,
he's smart enough to know that if he goes where LeBron is, regardless of how much hard work he puts in, he's always going to be under LeBron's
right.
shot.
When he called and talked to Magic and Genie before he did anything else, like I think that was a clear cut sign. It's like, yeah, I don't want to get involved in this LeBron shit. So let me talk to the head folks and let them know, like, yeah, if I come out here, how much of this shit do I have to deal with?
Yeah.
Am I gonna get the same shine that I'm getting? Like,
Right. Yeah. So there's that. Philadelphia's getting ready to lose Jimmy Butler. So it just goes to show you that window in the NBA, once it's there, you gotta maximize it. Once it's gone,
damn, man, it's like they're not giving a fuck no more.
No.
Man. Teams are not sticking together at all. It's like, as soon as like you said, as soon as somebody start making moves, it's like, hey, let's go. Hey, they making moves. We got to be in competition. And somebody gets screwed
my
in
phone
the end.
is blowing up with people hitting me up with messages of who going where and everything. So if y'all see me reference my phone a lot, that's what I'm doing right now. It's crazy.
Man, it's gonna be an interesting season.
But
that's what I'm really enjoying about. Like, I'm feeling some kind of way about the new changes, but I like it because it's keeping it exciting. Because it was getting kind of stagnant for a while. It's like teams were trying to stick together. It's like Washington. That's been dead, man. That's been dead. And they didn't really waited too long to break that up.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this, man. It's gonna make for a real interesting season.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Two quick things. First, Messiah, Complex Peace, what's going on?
What's up?
Mr. Shear, my man.
Yeah,
Hey, shout
I see
out
that
Chris
question.
Shear.
What up, Mr. Shear?
Yeah, man.
So my barbershop is in my home. I'm in Bowie, Maryland, formerly known as Largo. Right off, Mitchellville. It's
Central Avenue.
it's right off Central Avenue, right off the Beltway. So if he's interested, just tell him to contact me via IG. Tell him to DM me via IG, and I'll give him my contact if he's interested. He can check out my IG as well. I guess I should. Isn't my IG in the?
Chris, if you go to the description, Sherm's information should be in there already. So, hey man, just also wanted to give you all a heads up. So last week we spoke about this. Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
Miami. So last week I mentioned that I talked about Patreon and potentially launching a Patreon campaign. So ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to announce that it's official. You can go to patreon.com/substantial and go ahead and sign up to be a patron. So just to give you heads up, I'm gonna give you a little bit of info about the Patreon page just so you know what to expect. And if y'all got questions, just let us know. So first of all, part of what if you've never used Patreon before, what it basically is, it's a format, it's another form of crowdfunding. But what it allows you to do is you can pay like a monthly fee or do like a monthly tier of as low as $1 up to $50 on my particular page. And basically, you get exclusive content. So, for example, tomorrow is July 1st. So tomorrow I'm basically uploading a new song, and I'm gonna play a sample of the beat in a second as well, so you guys get to hear it. But you won't hear the actual song.
This song, have I?
No, you haven't, because I literally made the beat this morning.
Is that what was on the screen? I saw some lyrics on the screen.
Yeah.
I didn't want to read them because I felt like reading somebody's lyrics.
It's never going to go.
You're not going to get it the same way. It's like reading a nice poem, but then when you hear it, it's like, oh, that's what that's all about.
Yeah. So literally, it's a song that I produced this morning. And I haven't even finished writing the verse, but literally tonight, before I go to bed, that joint's gonna be in the bag. I'm gonna get a decent mix of it. Hopefully, the best mix I can get with fried ears, and that joint will be live tomorrow. And there's a surprise guest verse on it by an artist most of y'all have never heard of, but I know y'all are familiar with because he a homie from back in the day. So you'll get the exclusive afterwards. Yeah, man. So check it. So
get on that Patreon,
man. So let me break it down so you know what to expect, right? So there's 6 different tiers. Right? Tier 1, to be a supporter, you put up $1 or more, you get access to exclusive Patreon feed. So for example, even though the song goes up tomorrow, there's something up there already that hasn't been released, which is a cover for a single that never came out of mine. It's a song that came out, but it never came out as a single. So it's exclusive cover art that was done by the homie Reggie Butler, who is a designer who's worked on everything. He's done stuff for Google, he's done stuff for the Knicks, he's done stuff for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So this dude's a real live professional artist who did a really dope cover for me. And the cover was too dope not to share it with anyone, so it's in Patreon right now. So you get to see that. It's for a song called Child's Play. All right, so for $1, you get a song a month. For $3, you get access to new songs plus the instrumental, and you'll be able to make collaborator song and sample suggestions that I'll actually take serious based on your tier. Because people say stuff to me all the time, but if you're actually contributing to making it possible for me to collaborate with them, because for every collab that people suggest, they forget it costs money. Right, so I hit them up, and some of them are the homies, so they'll just do it on the love, but some of them are not the homies. And I really don't do a lot of songs with people who aren't the homie. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going to hit them up, it helps to have some type of budget. So you'll be able to help with that, but you'll also be able to make sample suggestions. So because some of these songs won't be coming out on streaming platforms, you might have a sample idea for me to flip that I don't have to worry about getting sued and this, that, and the third.
Fernando already supports you on Patreon?
It's a dope, yeah. So shout out to those of you who already supported.
You just got that.
Right. I launched it that night because I went to just test to see if it was going to get approved without a video, and then they approved it. And I was like, oh. So the dopest part is we're already at 18 patrons already, and I hadn't even done a Patreon video yet, and I still plan to do it. So let's get back to these tiers real quick so we can keep it moving. $5 per month gets you access to the instrumental, the song, a cappella for those of you who are producers, so you can put up like free remixes and stuff like on your SoundCloud or whatever. You can send it to me. If I like it, I'll actually repost it and promote it to the base so you get some shine. Then you also get to you get listed in the thank yous of the weekly live show Substantial Sundays. So in the description, I'll make sure we throw you in there. Whatever social media you like as well, all of that for being a person who does $5 a month. For $10 a month, you get access to exclusive behind the scenes of the making of each month's song and beat of the month. 10% off all physical merchandise as well from our website and Bandcamp, right? And then we got 2 more. Legendary supporter, if you put up $25 a month, access to my entire digital catalog. So basically, you get access to my whole every album I ever put out digitally. And you get 20% off physical merchandise from our websites. And if you stay at that level for like 3 months, you'll get your name listed in the thank yous of future album releases, plus a free supporter t-shirt. So those are about to go live. I'm about to have those posted up before the end of the month. All right. And then last but not least, if you get listed, if you do $50 a month, you get listed as an executive supporter and listed as co-executive producer of future releases from me and Substantial Sundays. So I'll list you, like, you know how we have that beginning scene, you know, the little red, yellow joint? It'll have like a little credit joint that says executive produced by our patrons, and they have your name listed right across the beginning of every episode. All right? And then if you stay at that tier for 3 months, that'll put you at $150. And for that rate, I have a company that consults other artists, so musicians, visual artists, small businesses. You'll basically get a free consultation courtesy of myself and my wife, who's a grant specialist. And so we give a lot of great info to other artists. It's what we do for a living. So, and just to be clear, if you keep that, if you keep it at that level for like several months, basically 6 months to get you 2 consultations, 9 months get you 3, 12 months get you 4. So, that is the pitch. I know that joint was super long. I apologize. Thank you for the patience. But yeah, man, please sign up and become a patron. It's but here's the most important parts, the things that tie into our show, right? So look, so we are over 30% of the way to the first goal. And the first goal is when we reach 50 patrons, we'll turn Substantial Sundays into an actual podcast. Okay? Yeah. So that's what we're trying to do. Literally, that goal is up there before anything else. The first goal is to turn Substantial Sundays into a podcast where we can have our music reviews, have our show reviews, talk politics, and talk sports. All that.
Damn fool.
Yeah,
right.
And act the damn fool.
See, y'all getting the political three of us.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me.
Yeah, it gets real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So that's the goal. We hit 50 patrons. That allow us to invest in some proper equipment so we can actually record this as a podcast and make it available for you guys. All right. So definitely.
Claim I made the record. Exactly, Miles.
Hey, man, look. But you know what, Miles? Here's the thing, right? Like, what people don't get, because behind the computer, y'all can't see it, but there's an actual poster for Bop Alloy up there. And then there's a section that says Executive Producers, Substantial Marcus D. And then right under it, on that same poster, it says Co-Executive Produced by. And everybody's name who's listed on there, those are all fans. Those are all fans who contributed to our Kickstarter campaign at the time. It was like 6 or 7 of them. And they're all on there. They're immortalized in that poster. The vinyl they're listed on the CD. We've done that several times, man. I definitely...
And that's pretty cool. Some shit you can show to your kids. It's like, damn, you did what?
Because, like you're literally...
kind of fake them out. Like, that's my man. I helped him produce this joint.
But the real part of it is you're literally investing in artists that you believe in and support. And so, like, man, there's plenty of folks that we know who they come around, they listen to the joints, and they contribute in other ways. And then there's some people, they come through and contribute by putting money up. And so it helps. You know what I mean? Like, when I gotta press up an album that, like, when people telling me they want CD, they want vinyl, they want cassette, I'm looking at a budget of bare minimum like 10 stacks. You know what I mean? Like, in some cases, like almost 10 G's if I'm going to properly promote it, amongst other things. You know what I mean? Unless I do everything myself and then only get manufacturing done. But if I don't do everything myself, bare minimum album budget's going to start at like 10 stacks. And when I did Sacrifice, like, perfect example, Sacrifice. When we did Sacrifice, all the promo that went into that and making the album, literally that album cost like $30,000. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a lot of money, man, you know? But anyway, let's get into Oh Snap Substantial Sundays, the podcast written in cartoon action letters. Alright? Hey, my name. Shout out Jazz. That's dope. You know what I mean? And plus with this Patreon, dude, give me, because the income will be steady, it'll give me a lot more time to work on these other projects outside of just the exclusive song. Like, for example, last week we was talking about how dope Jazz is. We're gonna play her for you.
Oh yeah,
she is nasty. So like, yo, I was talking to her about producing some stuff for her. So like, literally, the Patreon, actually, that account makes this possible. And on top of that, like, if it gets big enough, like I already talked to the fellas about it, the goal is to get it so big that literally we got to create a separate Patreon for Substantial Sundays. And so the first step is to get the podcast going, because I think between the podcast and us doing the lives, this is something that can grow. We've already had offers to turn it into like a radio show and other things, so we definitely want to continue to grow it. All right, let's see. All jokes aside, I could drop 150 and get the shout out, right? We don't have to do the 3 months, right? I mean, yeah, that's real, because if I'm not mistaken, Joshua, you can do, I think it lets you pay more. So if you wanted to just kind of do it all at once, that's an option. So just check out the settings when you go to do it and let me know if it doesn't allow you to do it. But if it does do that, we can go ahead and skip those steps, man, and we can go ahead and make it happen. And I thank you in advance.
Hey, Calvin, I heard your joint. The Pokemon contest, I think it was. That joint was dope. Yeah, he used all. It was like all Pokemon references in a verse or whatever.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah,
that's dope. That's dope. Hey, Fernando, man, that's what's up. Thanks, man, for coming get ready. Yeah, man, that's so dope. Y'all still got the joints, man. Those little bomber jacket joints. Yeah.
You said bomber jackets.
Yeah, we got bomber jackets.
Oh.
Yeah. We got bomber jackets. We did a minute ago. I didn't know. They let them. I think they let them in joints, not bomber jackets.
Okay.
I am looking into bomber jackets though. The company I'm using right now does bomber jackets, embroidered. It's sexy. Yeah, I'm gonna stop because Maya was here, but it's sexy. But yeah, so let's see who else we got up in. And Lou, hey, peace. I think we got a possible newbie. You know what I'm saying?
What up?
All right, my costume for Blerdcon is lit. I'm gonna be 5 from. Hey, that's dope. Oh, you watch Umbrella Academy?
Hell no.
Oh man, you gotta check that shit out. Listen,
Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy on Netflix.
You love that shit.
So it's like a darker X-Men. But I don't know if, like, that's the way it is in the comics, right? Like they kind of like, it's like a bizarre world, darker X-Men, right?
Okay.
But you know, the X-Men franchise is, as of late, has been pretty dark. So you know,
is this right here?
Yep, that's it. With the
so
chimp on
you watched Black Mirror, huh? Jazz. Did you see Striking Vipers yet? The joint with you saw that one yet? With Anthony Mackie?
Yeah. That's
I feel like
you talked about it. Video game Brokeback.
Yeah, you know Brokeback video game. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, you were James. You're gonna. Yeah. You definitely.
Listen, I'm the
That's
one.
Black Mirror and Umbrella Academy.
I got like a million things queued up and haven't watched any of it. So when y'all hit me with this new stuff, you know what I mean? That's why I got like, all right, let me go ahead and add it.
Yeah. Hey, you got Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
It's a joint on there called The Boys that I think it's. I feel like did it just come? It either came out already or it comes out next month on the 27th or something? Yeah, I definitely want to peek that.
Just to give y'all, slight insight, I'm just coming off the disappointment of Game of Thrones and that ended. So for a minute, but you know what? It's like 3 strikes for me when it comes to HBO shows. They ruined True Blood. They ruined Sopranos.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And now Game of Thrones. So when they hit you with we got a new show coming out, it's hard for me to be like,
and that's, man, like, damn, that's a great point, dog. Yeah. Because now I'm thinking about a couple of shows where the ending was not so great.
Trash.
And
they have a track record now of ruining the ending.
Like strong starts and not good finishes. And I don't know if it's the network's problem or if it's them just kind of not like, it's like you trust the creators after a while because they've seen so much success. But then like certain people just debut on it. Oh my God! You know what y'all need to watch? And I'll show you after. Screen Rant on their YouTube channel. They do these like mock pitch meetings, right? So they do a pitch meeting for Game of Thrones season 8, dog. And it's one dude talking to another dude, but he's really talking. He's playing both characters.
Yeah,
young. That dude is funny as hell, but he makes
glasses.
Yeah, and he makes all the points about he points out all the BS, basically. Yo, oh my God, man. Yeah. But you know what I just started. I'm about to finish. It's just a movie. It's a short movie too. Remember when they talking anime? That was I haven't watched that new joint yet.
What,
the new season?
Evangelion.
Yeah. It's a new season or something, or they just uploaded it again. Let us know, Johnny. But anyway, what I hadn't watched before was A Silent Place.
I saw that.
Yeah, because everybody talked about Bird Box, and then I noticed in the comments everybody was like, "Yeah, it's just Silent Place," but like with So I just started watching that. Yeah, it's man, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then you know what else I watched? This is gonna sound random as hell. You remember The Price is Right, the TV show, right?
Yeah.
So there's a documentary about a dude who went on that show. Like
I watched that joint. Yeah,
that joint is pretty good.
Yeah,
it was entertaining, man. Basically, a dude he's a mathematician, and a math teacher or whatever, and the dude would remember prices. So he went 20 sometimes before he ever got to go up, because they actually interview the people. They don't just pick random people. They interview people.
It makes it seem like they're random.
Yeah. And so they interview the folks and they pick the folks they believe are most interesting. So this dude from the crowd used to just help people. You know how people scream out a number,
right? But
he would scream out numbers and the prices would be exact.
Yeah.
Like the dude was that good, dog. And so it's all of that. And then there was a time when once Bob Barker had left, where what's my man named Drew Carey? Drew Carey was hosting it. And basically there was a joint where the dude got the answer perfect. And it was something that was $13,000, and he got the exact number. Yeah. And so the new producer of the show and the host, they all had to face how is that even when the dude said the number, before they announced that it was right, the producer was on the side making the face how the fuck did you get the exact number? And so man. So
black
you know what I'm saying? So
that's funny.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it was really, really cool, man. I didn't expect it to be into it the way I was. Yes.
Yeah, very
I was what was dope was they would do these shots where they basically have someone else telling their version of something that happened, and they would zoom in on the dude who's narrating the whole thing, right? They would zoom in on him while the other person's talking, and he's just straight faced. Basically, it's that's bullshit face. It's the face that whatchamacallit, Fresh Daily used to do or whatever. We'd be sitting there chilling and somebody say something.
Shout out to Fresh Daily.
You know what I'm saying? So those shots were my dog, I was tearing up.
I gotta look at it.
Yeah, dog. When they would do the joint and the dude's I just got the perfect score. No one helped me. I just knew, and it just zooms in on his face and just, nigga, come on, cuz.
My last documentary I saw was one I told Sherm about, The Keepers.
Oh God, yeah, that joint.
And because of its controversy, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, that joint is
because that's a tough one.
Crazy. Hey, peace, Wendy. Good to see you up in here. Just realized I missed you up in this joint before. Just coming in. Peace. What else we got in the comments? Oh, I want to play some music for y'all, too. I said I would play the joint. So, look. So, before I play something for you, by the way, here's the link for Patreon. Coming up right now. For y'all. And then we're going to play something. Patreon.com/substantial. All right, so look. What I'm about to do, I'm not going to play the whole track. I'm just going to play a sample of the beat for the song that I'm putting on Patreon tomorrow. Keep in mind, the song isn't even done. Like, I'm literally still writing the verse. My goal is to finish it tonight, so I'm probably gonna lose some sleep because, you know, I'm a man of my word, and this joint gonna get done. So I'm gonna let y'all, this will be their first time hearing it too.
What up,
you know
Wendy?
what I mean? And again, remember, we're just gonna hear the beat, you know, so I gotta switch this back over to here because it's gonna play through the speakers, so it's not gonna be crystal clear. And keep in mind, this is exclusively available to the patrons. So for those of you going to be complaining about sound quality, this, that, and the third, it's for the patrons. It's for the people paying to get exclusive content. I'm just going to give y'all the snippet. You know what I mean? All right, so let's do that. I think we good. And now, let's do something else. Hold up. Hold up. Spotify. All right. So we're going to pause everything for a second. Boom. We're going to check volume levels. We're going to hit it one time. Oh, God. Hey, y'all, proud of that joint, boy. All right, here we go. So this is a sample of tomorrow's Patreon track. You're not going to hear any vocals. You're just going to hear the beat. Here we go. Proud of this. So back in these comments. Fire incoming. Shout out to Ice Killer. Shout out to one of my heroes, Primo.
Might not be able to hear the bass line.
Bass strings. I was just gonna say that. Bass strings in the background.
Miles said he hear the bass line, all right.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Hey, Jazz.
Right.
Hey,
Jazz, this could be you. Right. This could be us, but you play it. But nah, I got you. Trust.
That's some fight music.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this joint right now. Go ahead and snap.
Hey, we can go ahead and end the show and go ahead and just hear the song. Y'all can go ahead and go to bed or whatever.
Yeah. So look, man. So, hey, in case you needed some encouragement to sign up for Patreon, this is the type of stuff, like, you know,
that's some pretty decent encouragement.
Man, and like, I need y'all to understand that I thought
Cal said you mean mugging the fat.
So look, man, I really need y'all to understand, like, I thought long and hard about like what type of songs I wanted to put on there, and I got like a bunch of old stuff, right? Like a bunch of old stuff that's never been released. That's not even included. Just, I mean, it's a lot of stuff, and so I really considered just being like, all right, I'm gonna put a bunch of like these throwaway joints, because most of the stuff that I have that's unreleased, they're almost all battle rap joints, like almost all of them. And so, what I was about to do for this joint, I was remixing an old joint, and then while I was remixing the beat for the joint, I heard that beat, and I'm like, young, there's no way I'm about to throw this dusty ass verse from this old song on that beat.
Yeah.
And so basically, literally, when I think I was like maybe an hour into making the beat, I cracked open Google Drive, and I kept like the best parts of that verse. And then I started rewriting it, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm about, like the verse I'm writing right now is about to be 32 bars of blacking out. And then keep in mind, like, the verse that was on it before was solid, But like it got one of my old homies on the track with me, and the original version of the track, he bodies me on the joint, So this is I'm gonna let y'all hear it. So he destroys me on the joint, and so I'm definitely gonna get back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold up, cuz. Hold up, cuz. You know what I'm saying? It's like, crazy.
So somebody wants to know who the brother is here with the snazzy shirt and hat. Wendy Wyburn wants to know who you are. So this is my man Cash. You know what I'm saying? James Cash. So for those who don't know, you know what I'm saying, don't recognize the greatness sitting next to me. You know what I'm saying? This is my homie. So both these dudes, we go back to elementary school. I met Sherm in 5th grade, and then I met Cash in 6th grade. You know what I mean? And so the first rap group that I was ever in was with this brother right here. You know what I mean? So it's my man James Cash, J Cash, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, for the super hardcore like supporters, if you was rocking with us back in the day, like and this ain't because most of y'all don't know me personally, right? But like for those of you who might have been following during the New York days, there was something I put out with the whole crew called Make the Face mixtape. And so J Cash had a joint on that. And then for those of you who know the first album, who know this album right here that Nujabes produced, like there's a song on it called If I Was Your Mic, which literally this man came up with the concept. And it was on a demo that we did back in the day. And then while I was working on the album, I flipped it. And that's why you hear the shout out in the beginning. Shout out to Cash, the lyrical Sub was confusion.
When Sub was confusion.
Wow.
There you go.
We took it way
go. Yeah, man. So this.
What up, Good Money now?
So man, this right here, these two dudes, man, these are like the closest thing I have to my brother outside of my actual brother. You know what I mean? Like these are my they say, hey man, it's the truth, man. They say,
last one he can teach.
You know, but nah, man. You know what was it? This is make it even cornier. Take it to what's the movie? It was a Disney joint, Lilo and Stitch. When they talk about family or whatever, and I can't remember if it was in that movie or another movie, but they say family. They say friends are the family you choose. That right there. And so yeah, man. So I told these brothers that my mom would compliment me all the time. She was like, "Yo, like you did real good with your friend selection."
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Everything's straight. So I like treating you.
Yeah, man.
If I was your mic. My
Ava. Shut up, my Ava. What you know about an OG? All of 14 in this joint. You know what I'm saying? Blood couldn't make us any closer. Word. That's a great quote too. Blood couldn't make us any closer. But yo, man, if y'all got questions, now's the time to ask. Y'all heard new music today. We talked about Patreon. Please make sure you sign up to support. It's not about like desperation. It's about like, yo, I'm gonna be making more stuff than I've ever made. And I'm trying to reserve like some stuff, like, because there's some of y'all that are go hard and really support everything, you know what I mean? And then there's other folks who are just kind of passerbys. They come through every now and then. So I want to make sure that I'm doing something exclusively for those of you who are consistent. And then also, man, build this with my brothers because I think this whole setup, what we've been doing is a lot of fun, man. We want to make it as official as possible. All right, let's go, Johnny. I'm prepping myself. I feel like, I never know what you're going to ask. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's going to have a bananas emoji. I don't know. Thoughts on Jay Electronica really mess with him, how he's gone.
Now he's gone.
Now he, huh? Hold on, Josh.
I hope you're just talking about he's not doing very much music. Because he's actually they got a show coming up. Him, Talib Kweli, and somebody else. 3 artists that I'm probably not going to go see, but Jay,
he's been one of the
Johnny's stupid. Working out 5-4 alone. It's not going to become a sum for. Hey man, I'm sorry. I mean, there is a dollar joint. You know what I'm saying? $12 a year. You can feed a small child in Africa.
So no jazz. He didn't die. He just Josh said just music. So he just I mean, it's unfortunate, but he been gone for so long.
That's what I'm about to say. Like,
Yeah,
if this was asked like 10 years ago.
Thank you.
right. This was like,
yeah.
Who is Jay Electronica?
But now it's like he's one of the dopest that never was.
That never was by his own choice.
He's a hip hop urban legend at this point.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? So
You remember the guy called Jay Electronica?
Right.
Oh, yeah, way back.
Children once said that he. So, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like campfire talk now, you know?
So let me get my shoe of the day.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. What you got?
So today, my shoe of the day is Puma RS100. If you can see that there.
That
Another
is
running system jammy.
Mm-hmm.
This particular pair is the Emory Jones Puma RS100, and Emory Jones is Jay-Z's homeboy who I think he got locked up for something, but then came out and he's like huge businessman now. He's a super dope dude, but my insole has foot powder on it, but it is what it is, powder.
And now your leg has powder on it.
What's written on the bottom of that?
If you don't set goals for yourself, other people will always run your life.
That's
wow.
true.
Yeah. So yeah, they're pretty dope jammies. Shoe of the day. That's all I got. Done.
So, couple quick questions. First question was, do I know that, have I seen the exchange rates to the Argentine peso? No, I have not. I'm sorry, Johnny, I'm sorry. But I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? He's basically saying that if he spends money, like how much is really going to cost. I'm sorry. Next question was, do you have people on album art, or is it just you three? I do all the album art.
It ain't us three, right? I ain't got nothing to do with no album art.
Just that one. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like literally the shirt I'm wearing, I did. So I usually do most of my own album art. I do hire people from time to time or whatever, or barter with folks depending on what they got going on. But I'm always looking for dope stuff. So I recently bumped into somebody the other day. Oh, word. Peace to you. But I bumped into somebody the other day who does animation, so I'm considering using them for some future stuff because their shit was super dope. And they were the homie too, so that made it even better. Marcus was there with you this week, right, Stan? How was it? No, Marcus D, he was just in the chat with us. He's coming in town later in July. He'll be here the last week of July, so he'll be kicking it here before we go to LA. The folks that was in the studio with me, if y'all saw on IG, my homie C King, who used to go by Dynamite Diggs. So for those of you who have The Past Is Always Present in the Future, there's a really dope artist on a song called MLK. His name, he goes by C King.
Yes.
And and so the meeting was basically between him, me, and my man Algorithm from the Stuyvesants, because the Stuyvesants is producing a whole EP for C King for his debut. And I mean, that pause was perfect because I had to take a pause before. Yo, when I tell you it's nasty, like it's so dope. There's a song on there which shares the same concept as a Sky Zoo song, and so we were hesitant about putting it out. But the joint is so dope, we're like, yeah, we're just gonna put it out anyway. And then like when people like, yeah, Sky Zoo did, I was like, yeah, but you can't tell me this ain't nasty.
Right.
You're right. I was like, I mean, would you rather be in a world where only one of these songs existed, or you want both? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you'll be fine. So like, it's that good, man. It's really, really dope. And I'm excited to be mixing. I basically linked them up. They knew each other. They went to high school with each other back in the day. But I helped them reconnect, and it's dope, man. It's a dope project. But anyway, yeah. So other questions. My question is, do y'all believe in reincarnation? I'm like this. I believe we pass energy. You know what I mean? I believe in that. Like our presence or whatever in other people's lives, we're constantly like exchanging energy with one another. So I don't really ever feel like you're gone, right? But then there was a Screen Rant joint I watched, a pitch meeting joint, and he was talking about. He was like, he made a reference to. He was like, what's dark is the idea that one day. Was that someone will pass away who's the last person who remembers you. right? And it's like, and that's like,
eerie.
it's like dying again. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not
Your
someone
name will never be spoken again.
right? It's like, but I wouldn't say I don't know if I make jokes about like when I meet kids or whatever who have old souls. I'm like, they've been here before, right? But I don't know if I actually like fully believe in that. But I am completely comfortable with the I don't know.
Same here.
Right.
Yeah, that's basically where I am too. Like, honestly, I hope I get to do this over again. Like, I'm hoping it's like on some deja vu shit. I don't know if anybody ever saw the Denzel movie Deja Vu. Y'all remember that joint? Where he comes back, but he doesn't remember anything. Like, he kills himself and comes back. Like, I'm kind of hoping that's how it is. Like, we come back, but we don't have any recollection.
Like, you kill yourself and then you come back.
I don't
want to kill myself.
Make sure you clean that up.
No, that's nothing like that.
I'm just trying to help him clean that up.
So I'm just hoping that when my soul passes on, I come back. I may not remember anything from before, but I at least get to see this, see consciousness again.
Yeah, I was about to be like, hey. It's like he does something real fucked up one day. He's like, oh, got reset button. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
oh man,
I'm back. I remember that shit that happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Probably,
you are an idiot, man.
Not to make light of suicide.
Nah, not at all. That was funny. That was sorry, all jokes. Oh my god. Hey, thanks for the compliment too.
Oh yeah. I saw one of the joints you did. I gotta check out the other ones though. You gotta display those in a glass. Oh, the sneaker. Yeah, those joints are dope. Oh, hold on, went too far. Trying to catch all these comments.
If I come back as white, I'm winning.
Wow.
Who said that?
Wow.
Way at the bottom, cloud kick 85.
Oh my god.
Hold on. It said my mom's size 200 US. Oh yeah, Johnny, you in the struggle for real, man. I'm sorry, bro. I also want to know if believe in aliens. I love when people ask that question because I literally say the same answer. I had a 7th grade teacher that said this to me. I think his name was Mr. Griffin. Remember him from right?
Yeah.
We went to middle school together, so I was like, I knew I'd say that name. Mr. Griffin had one of the best. Oh man, hold up, yeah, we might have to throw a beat or two on after this, cause look, I'm about to drop this bomb. Mr. Griffin said to me, he said when I asked him if he believed in aliens, and he said this to me. He said, when you go home tonight, hopefully there's a clear night. Look into the sky, right, and think about how many stars are in the sky. And then I want you to consider the fact that for every star you see, that's potentially its own soul. That's its own solar system, which means that for every star you see, there's like a ridiculous amount of planets as well. So if there are infinite stars, there are potentially infinite planets. We don't have the technology that we know of to travel to any of the joints to prove otherwise. So again, I am from the school of I don't know. But I would not be surprised just based on the numbers. When we look, because the sun is nothing but a star, right? So if that's the case and there are billions of stars, how many planets are there, B? And how many potential other life forms are there in the universe? And it's okay to say you don't know something. It's okay. And I'm good. I am so good at 40. I am so good with I don't know. You know,
some things you never will know.
Yeah.
In answering that question, I feel like if there is. If there's not, I think it's kind of selfish for man to think that we are.
We don't.
It's very arrogant to be like, oh, there's nothing else out there besides me. We don't know that.
Right.
It's only certain areas you can. Just like the sea. Every time there's a tsunami, when tsunami hits, you find all these different organisms that came up from the
depths of the ocean. Yeah.
And then you realize, as long as we've been here, we've only explored 10% of the ocean because the other 90%, the depths of it, we can't reach.
Crushing it down.
So who's to say?
I mean, like I said, who's to say what's even in the bottom of the ocean, man?
Yeah,
There might be mermaids down there, man.
That's monster for real.
Yeah, right.
Nah, it's real.
Man, so
I will say this. I don't want to be here when and if that does happen.
Right.
I ain't trying to be here.
All right, we good. We done with this water stuff.
Maybe a reincarnation thing. Yeah, Loch Ness Monster when I get reincarnated.
Johnny definitely thought about having some of the homies like Sice and them on the show. Marcus D will be making his appearance on the show in July for sure. As far as anime I've been watching, nothing recently. My daughter's gone. I usually watch anime with my oldest daughter, so when she gets back in town, we'll probably catch up on a couple things. First things first, it's not anime though. We will be seeing Spider-Man Far From Home. That is the first daddy-daughter date night when we get back.
Did you see Toy Story yet?
Haven't seen that yet either.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, man.
Hilarious.
The boys still want to see Toy Story, man?
Man, listen.
She's like, you old boy. Go ahead, tell her you want to see it. I know, I plan the only reason.
Right.
Want to see that?
Hey, when that Into the Spider-Verse came out, I'm like, I don't care if y'all want to see it or not. We are going
to see it. Yeah, I'm the one put Serenity on, like, this looks dope, we're going to see it. Oh, it does look good. I'm like, glad you're going to like it. Because we were going
anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I dragged Ren in there to see Infinity War and like Endgame. It was just like, we going regardless. You know what I mean?
Toy Story was dope.
Yeah. All of them are pretty good. There's certain ones that aren't as good as the others, but all of the Toy Story joints, you can bet on the greatness for almost each one of those joints. You know what I mean? Joint's so good, I've watched it in Spanish, like, and didn't turn it off. Like, that's how good Toy Story is, dog. Like, the joint came on in Spanish, and I sat there and watched the whole joint. You know what I'm saying? All like hour 40 minutes of that blicky, dog, like in Spanish. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Anyway,
Josh said, make sure he get his prize.
Josh, I got you, man. It's right here. So, Josh, do me a favor. When we're done, let me give you this. Tag you in here. Boom. I need you to hit me at my website through the contact page. This should work for you, all right? So, hit me here, Johnny, so we can go ahead and make that happen. And just
it's Josh.
Josh, my bad. Josh, hit me there so we can make that happen. Now, look, we're over time right now, so we got to get ready to go. But one for the road, I'm going to go ahead and set this blicky up right now. So it plays as soon as this Freddie Joachim joint.
I was just about to ask if you was going to put 17 and up.
So look, y'all, we're over time right now. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Hope y'all enjoyed.
Yeah, man, we had a great time with y'all as always.
Sorry, if we didn't get to all the questions.
Yeah, man, definitely. I know it was a lot of y'all.
Real talk, biscuits or rolls.
I'm a biscuits dude, man.
Biscuits, man. We black.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Biscuits.
We talking about
biscuits. Unless we talking Hawaiian rolls, because them joints do win sometimes.
Biscuits over Hawaiian rolls, man.
But have you ever had a bad Hawaiian roll versus a bad biscuit?
But a good biscuit. I feel like Hawaiian rolls go best with like a full plate.
Yeah, they do.
Right.
Biscuit.
You can just go get a buttered biscuit and just crush it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, if you want to watch something super random and funny, watch where was it Jimmy Fallon takes Nicki Minaj to Red Lobster. Since we're talking biscuits.
Oh wow!
Because she was fired. She used to work at Red Lobster and was fired from Red Lobster. And so he takes her to dinner at Red Lobster and they go down memory lane. He gets put on the cheddar biscuits for the first time, which was a very black moment, and I was there for it. The joint was, I laughed so hard watching it. There are people who have not had cheddar bay biscuits.
Those are that's the only reason I'd ever eat there.
Right. So on that note, we're going for real this time. Hey man, thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to sign up for Patreon. If you didn't get the link before, it is in the description of the video. And we gonna head out on this note right here with Nephew playing in the background.
Peace. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks for chilling with us.
Yeah, man. Catch y'all next week.
You could have been doing anything, baiting or anything.
But you're here with us. All right. See y'all next week, man. Peace, y'all. Enjoy it up. Alright.
And I build coffins. All the falls feeling real nauseous. Back to back, got the J sparking. No hands, watch how I park it. Triple me, bitch, I'm too saucy. Kill the beat, or I hold a hostage. I'm out this world, I'm a fucking Martian. You a bitch, that's a lot of soft shit. Create a wave when I'm feeling gnarly. Spread her wings when she feeling for me. No pretty boy, but your hoe adore me. Ayy, niggas really got the balls. Playing brown like I ain't the boss. I switch lanes I'ma hit a car. Which bad bitch, I'ma hit them all. I ain't sorry, all I wanna do is drugs and party. Coolin' with the crew, southwest, southeast. Where you think I learned how to catch a body? Started with a Glock, now I grip a shotty. No man stop me, gotta have an army. Run up on my block, shooting like Atari. I'm blessed and I know why you salty. Smoking on that huff, man, I know why you coughing. Know me, man, I do this shit often. I'm something like what's better than awesome. Licking when I drop, it's gon' fall like autumn. When you need me, I be there when you call them. Never will I take a loss.
There is no almost undefeated. You either win them all or get beat. You want to go undefeated, you got to win every game.
Never will I take a loss. Riding with the dog, I can take you off.
Undefeated, untied.
Never will I take a loss. Riding with the dog, I can take you off.
You want to go undefeated, you got to win every game.
Never will I take a loss. Riding with the dog, I can take you off.
Undefeated, untied.
Never will I take a loss. Riding with the dog, I can take you off.
Nobody can argue with this record. I am proud to welcome the only undefeated, untied team in history. Give it up.